نتعلم شوية الكرافت يعني نتعلم تاني عشان ده الكواليتي بتاعته عالية أوي.
It's 10 damage per tick as it comes through, and Harrians again goes to put the traps out. His baller does get as well in case he needs to get out of dodge tool, but there's a player
أحسن ما تتفرج على الناس وهي بتلعب اتفرج على السكريم ذات نفسه. يعني ده كده أنا دخلت فورتنايت يا جدعان لقيته بيقول لي دي لعبة كده وبيقول لو عايز تتفرج على السكريم دوست ار2 ودخلت اتفرجت عليه.
Lobby, I am in critical condition. Please leave me alone. Let's just play fair here. But look at this. Everyone's scrambling, trying to get themselves to safety. Psychic's already poised himself in a great spot, posted up. Now look up above. We got a bunch of billiards in play. Look at this, though. Harrians. The double launch pad. Now he's going to rotate back. I believe that's probably the smart thing to do. All right, he's just saying, look, I'm just going to keep this one by one over. I'm just going to use this as my defensive tool if need be. Okay, I believe that was a geyser here. Gonna just mess with people. Gonna send them into the sky. It's okay. Harrian's gonna get a new position now. And there we go. Top 25 just hit psychic finds. Roman is 14. Smoke sends him back to the lobby. I mean, look, Harrians has a fantastic loadout. The 8 rockets, the minis, the launch pad, the combat shotgun, the tactical AR. He's ready to just take this lobby by storm.
He needs to find the space to use it, and that's going to be play right there. Gets Rubizzle with the direct impact, and then gets FX Beast with the collateral connect for an elim. No, not going through. Must have been some form to save it, but all of a sudden he's up on the high ground, looking down on the rest of the lobby. Harrians up top, technique right next to him, goes for the take. Harrians hits the first combat shot, and now we'll look down to the low ground as you see a number of rifts, and the geyser, 2 rifts go up, geyser go up, everyone's up in the sky. Cue the circus music as we're about to hit top 15. Who will be the player to drop? Psycho trying to take away the high ground, instead ups to edit down and begins his waterfall. 1-2, plays the forward instead, drops down, and Danky's gets ripped.
Really caused so much havoc, allowing people to reset when they needed to. We're in top 15. More players are being eliminated. Just look at the spread here. Psycho there needs to get in. He's
كل التعليقات والجودة يا جدعان والحاجات دي من عندهم
above, just messing with people's builds, and Psycho gets shut down. Psycho, this is huge. And look, he's got the 2 slurps, 2 launch pads, 2 campfires, 3 half shields. You can't really use the half shields. You're not going to be given the 4 seconds. But wishful thinking there. An 80, double 80, 136. Headshot 3 Psycho. This is what you need. Especially Sundown right here. One more player needs to go down. Top 5. Harry Hunts with more rockets. It looks like Voice and Technique are going to be blown up.
Harrians picking up a nice double there. Now you have Psycho in your top right, Harrians in your bottom right. Psycho on 19 points, Harrians on 22. Psycho takes that one away from him, both shooting the same target, but now Psycho looking straight down on Harrians. He doesn't realize! Harrians doesn't realize he was right on top of him, but he
هو ده يا جدعان اللي تحت ده هو اللي انا كنت بقول لكم عليه. جي
as Psycho falls down.
هو يا جدعان اللي كنا بنتفرج عليه من الاول 9 kills GG.
He says wake up, I've been up for a while. GG ba 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 da da da. Harrians victory royale up to 27 points. The top spot out of the semifinals. Can he do it today? That's the question. We're in NA West. The action doesn't stop. The games are going live. If you want to check it out in client, you can click that watch live tab,
عشان اللي ما عندهمش مثلا تويتش او اي حاجه يتفرجوا عليه حتى بعد ما يخلص. تايم ليفت في الان ويست ساعه وساعه والبطوله تخلص مش البطوله الدوره دي تخلص.
For you as he boxes himself up, has his own baller, a stash of shields, bunch of stinks and shadows, as well as zone priority.
Man, I'm still. Well, mouse gets picked off there. I'm still reeling from that.
في واحد من معانا يا جدعان داخل البطولة. معانا في الكلان محمد خالد. كأس العالم. مع 32 بوينت. إن شاء الله ننزل لكم جيم.
That is causing it to not complete building. This means that projectiles and other things will continue to pass through it until it gets built. Both the shots going through there. Well done from Jaylee. Now on board with phases. Week 7 was just 2 points out of qualification. The controller lord out of the West ended up taking home the Fortnite Friday with Phase Tilt just this past weekend. Can he add a World Cup qualification spot to his resume. He desperately wants to, sitting right now.
لميس بس معلش يا جدعان، بس كنت بعلي الصوت.
We started on about 45 and it's been thinned out just a little bit here. Now look at this. We have to begin making rotations through Neil tilted. Chef Shaba there going to be picked up by Jarvis, his third elimination. And there's still 39 players left in this lobby that potentially could just be food for Jarvis. Look at this, man. Shoulder to shoulder, one by ones. People separated by a single build. Jarvis, all right. I like the impulses to reposition, and he's going to be able to farm a little bit of wood there as well. Okay, okay, I like it.
تفيده على فكرة يا جدعان، ممكن لو قدامه مثلا آخر واحد تفيده جدا، لو جنبه يرميها له ويدخله الزون. بصوا يا جدعان بقى دي فايدة الإمبولس. شفت يا جدعان امبارح اللعيب اللي جاب 20 كيل جامد، اقسم بالله. شفت اصلا ما كنتش فاتح امبارح خالص، ممكن اصور. قولوا لي يا جدعان لو عايزين نكمل في السكرمش كده اصور يعني، قولوا لي. بس ممكن ايام ما اصورش عشان ما كنتش فاتح، انا بالصدفة كده لقيتها.
He's trying to hunt this player down. He wants his elimination. Flick shot comes out, nothing connects. Now he's got the beat on the player. He knows where this player is, and he's just trying to lock it up.
26 players left, and you also notice he kept ducking out into the storm.
اللي عجبني يا جدعان في الكاس العالم ان محدش بيخاطر بنفسه. يعني مثلا محدش تلاقي ما تلاقيش فايتات كتير أوي، أكيد عشان كاس العالم ما تلاقيش فايتات كتير. جودة زفت ثواني يا جدعان. بصوا يا جدعان هتروحوا هنا، في هنا سيبكم من كل الشوط ده اهو، هتلاقوا كده قبل ما الفيديو الستريم يفتح.
Trying to be knocked under IQ, gets pulled up into the rift. No shots coming out from everyone as the dives begin to go out. A number of umbrellas are pulled since we're at top 18. Players just want to stay in the lobby. Vinny gets
you get high ground. Yes, dive in. There you go. Connects with it. That was beautiful.
He needs to get back in the zone. Oh, he does. He finds a nice little pocket, and now he has that high ground priority, Zeke, like you just called out.
Someone goes with a challenge. It's Blitz fire.
ايه اللي حصل؟ ايه ده يا عم؟
Ruined it.
And just outside top 15.
That's so rough when you put in that much time, but he's gonna be okay with that. Still a double-digit performance there out of Jarvis. Now Blixafire drops down onto a little girl trying to get out and over around the side. No, that's not who's playing. That's his name. As we check over into the mid-tarp, you've got World Cup Deuces trying to manifest that positive energy, doing everything he can. We've seen him in these lobbies before, but Barrow is trying to have a say about it. The duo qualifiers wanting a solo spot desperately, and Arkham trying to get one of those as Spicy gets picked up on the way down. Barely even a reaction.
الراجل سايبه يتكلم بيضحك.
But Arkham gonna keep working down. Has the uncommon attack. Notices the player in that baller right next to him. He does drop out. Can he create the distance? And he does. Deuces still in as he gets little. Twinkies picks up Spike.
ممكن تاخدها. انا مرة خدتها كامل.
Closing in on the top 5. You see the trap on the ceiling. Arkham gets 2 tags and now needs to pickaxe his way through. Can't go that way. Knows there's a trap and he finds
this navigating this building, the technical savvy, the ability to remain calm. Arkham, you are a legend.
حاجة على البطولات دي تقعد تتفرج كده وتتعلم بقى من الناس بروهات بجد. انصح اي حد عايز يحترف يتفرج على دول، ما تتفرجش على مثلا نينجا ولا النور، اتفرج على سكرمش بجد، هيتعلم كل الاساسيات. فاز يا ابن المحظوظة. شفت يا جدعان اللي حصل؟ عشان كان تقريبا 20.
1x there, closing it out with the victory route and staying savvy. The rocket pressure from the high ground was immense. You're playing in the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifier Final. There's 2 spots on the line, and you cover yourself the entire time, just knowing you have the zone, knowing you have the pressure. That is intelligent game sense defined right there from the week 2 duo qualifier. Desperately trying to find a spot as we now cross the halfway mark of the queue times on NA West.
Oh my gosh, we've just been treated to some of the most unbelievable Fortnite action. It's so I'm so honored.
عشان تتفرجوا النهارده دلوقتي يا ريت تعملوا جولة 720 كده.
Again, another dense lobby, 49 people. And look where we are. This is the half in, half out circle we talk about all the time. That's circle number 5. Is Isekai Proverbs here trying to find more eliminations. He does have to try and isolate this player on the other side of this wall. The wall edit comes through. Does the ramp fall up? Nope, he picks up pavers there and some loot.
I didn't even see that.
Check your seal. I didn't even see that. I was like, he's gonna walk in and get the loot. If that was me, I would be gone. That's it. I would have been eliminated. Actually, I wouldn't even be competing here. This is the finals, top 8,000 region. I would not have made it this far. But that was very Proverbs. Let's go, man. Great eyesight. It's like a hawk.
I'm not even going to ask you what your arena score is as we hop on board.
You know what my arena score is.
You see Saf there on the far left side. Carson up top. She's also putting some shots down towards him. You have Redux on the side. And right now, Proverbs is in that firing tunnel. And he says, nah, I'm good. Out of there. No thank you. Want nothing to do with that. Pops the last of his shadow bombs and gets all the way over into the priority side of the zone. Look in the bottom right-hand side. The whole lobby has to rotate past Proverbs. So what are they going to do? They're going to pressure him, saying, nah, you don't get to hold that spot for free.
And I mean, look at the health, man. Down to 20.
معلش يا جدعان الدراع فصل كتير جدا. اسف والله. الو عايش معلش يا جدعان بس الدراع فصل.
Players remaining in the 7th zone is closing.
And of course, it wouldn't be a game if we weren't trying to traverse Father Mountain. Oh, thankfully the storm goes in the completely opposite direction. It was just a tease. It was just a joke. But look down below. Rapid gets picked up. Holds 45 there. Gonna be going toe to toe up on the high ground though. Lore here is gonna be battling it out with Lore the second. So
Lore, you're Lore. There we go. Top 10 here. Lore on the high ground.
All right, a bunch of players have fallen. We're now 7 players remain. Great shadow bomb to keep Lore here, just ensuring no fall damage is taken. Look at everyone else. They're deep within the builds. You've got 2 players down below that aren't building. They've got to be out of materials. Can Lori take advantage of the Broxer up on top? He still has them, but look at everyone everyone else is battling it out right now.
Yeah, we're into the top 5, top 4 now. Broxer top right on the high ground. He says, no, I don't need high ground. Let's just join the fray down here. Only one tarp above. Lori gets Mo and gets the match from it. There, Broxer gets I Am Charo. Lori has a shadow if he wants to try and retake. Zone is closing. Also has 75 to the 24 build, but Broxer doesn't care. Shoot first, ask questions later. Broxer putting pressure onto Lori. Knows the zone is there. Lori tries to dip out and around, but too clever for your own good. Broxter, 5 elims and the victory royale. 15 points there to push him up to 32. That match was ridiculous, but for now, we're going to throw it back on over to Courage, who's in the studio.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, great energy from Zeke and Sundown. What you don't see behind the scenes is Zeke currently taking his shoes off, got the socks out.
Honestly, it looks extremely relaxed.
He's looking real comfortable, but the energy's there. I like it. I respect it. I love hearing those two on the mic. Courage joined by Dr. Lupo as we catch up to speed on a few things going on while the NA West action unfolds. Obviously, intense down to the wire in some of those games right there. Arka's performance. We saw Jarvis with an unfortunate demise there in 16th place, but Ben, I know you've got some things you want to show us.
It's actually funny you mentioned both of those players, Jarvis. Harrians as well on that list, and Arkham to end it. We have a set of replays. We're going to look at all 3 players and what they've done thus far for NA West. Pretty crazy how fast-paced things happen in these games, and I think NA West is one. They don't shy away from, the pace of what we've seen from EU and NA East. Shots inside a box, awareness, very, very important. Harrians here, a number of plays, repeatedly showing, got the awareness, the ability to build up. Basically chasing his own rocket down in that clip right there to match a player elevation shots from above, swap out the RPG, one of the most powerful weapons late game, especially when you have a swarm of players underneath. Repeated shots. Give me a combat shotgun and an RPG in a high-skilled player's hands, and I guarantee you'll see a feed. Right? It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Magic height there, catching Psycho on the rotation down, but like we said, Aaron's not the only player from NA West putting on a good show. Jarvis, you mentioned shots on the outside, little peek shot on another player, getting third party, taking opportunities every time they have a chance. Very, very important that players are paying attention to who's around them and what exactly they're doing and maybe what other people are doing to them. Jarvis says the impulse over the top, flying away there. Get an escape, you got a landing on top of another baller player. Papo Anthony goes down and picks up a quick little set of loot. We've seen those kind of chases pretty often too. You have players that are flying through the air and they'll follow someone on a redeploy, baller, the rift to go and landing literally inside the same box, taking ownership of it. You mentioned Arkham. Here, patience is so key. We're in the top 5 at the very end here, and Arkham sitting on the for a flick, looking for the next, finds a follow-up, another one, back to back to back to back, and Arkham doesn't even need to climb his way out until the very last second, and even then, Barl goes down to himself. Yeah. The feed, Arkham took it over. NA West, just top tier awareness, but still at 49 points, still in first place. Pika from WBG, but Harrians right here. We saw a ton of clips from him at the beginning of the set of replays there. Yep. Taking second place. Pika, so far. Pika 3 games played, 3 wins. Thankfully for everyone else on this list, Pika already qualified. So because Pika's already qualified, it would be players in second and third if it were to remain this same score line. We'll see if that happens though, Dr. Lupo. So far, NA West looking great. Obviously still some time to queue. So that being said, we send it back on over to our casters to keep the action going. Zeke and Sundown, take it away.
Thank you guys so much. Oh, did I cut you off? You want to do it? All right, let's pretend I went.
Oh, no, that's fine. You can take it. It was cool. I didn't have my hand up or anything. It's fine. Too busy showing everyone how you're lounging.
Yeah, no, I feel...
Did you use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup?
I did.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, so just for your context, if you're just tuning in, Dr. Lupo and Courage decided to go ahead and call me out, expose me, say that I'm straight lounging right now. If you check Twitter, it's true.
That's just Zeke low-key trying to plug his Twitter.
I didn't say anything. Didn't say anything.
Oh, yep, nothing low-key about it. Indeed, as we're all here on board with Dexstar. 43 players left in the lobby, and it's about to crunch down. And again, you saw the standings right before this. That was basically a who's who of who hasn't qualified yet in terms of the NA West side. Minus Pika, all of those other players have been so absurdly close CJ, Harrians, Domo, all of them have been up on that board, and this is the last opportunity. Cannot stress that enough. The final 2 solo spots will be decided in this last block. If you want to be on the stage, you have to put up or shut up right now. Because if you don't, you're going to be sitting there and you're going to be regretting it. You're going to be feeling like you didn't accomplish it. But one other thing that I desperately have to state. Just because you don't qualify for New York City means you're a bad Fortnite player. Anytime you make it to Sunday in your region, you are in the very top percentile of the people who play this game. There are millions and tens of millions of people who have tried and played Fortnite. Don't get discouraged. You are incredibly good. You are among the best of the best. If you want to continue taking it seriously, there will be something to play for. It's not going anywhere. There's always going to be more Fortnite games to play, whether it's community events or other things. You can find ways to improve. You can go through, you can watch the VODs, you can pick yourself up, you can talk to another player, or similar to what the S2 guys did, find like-minded players, join one of those friend groups, ask players for advice, keep pushing yourself, because you're not going to get better by giving up. And hey, if you do want to give up and it's not for you, that's also okay. There are a ton of other games out there, and gaming is not just a singular thing. Games are fantastic, particularly with E3 going on, a bunch of new and fantastic titles out there that deserve to be celebrated. But right now, we're here playing Fortnite, trying to decide those final 2 spots, and Andrew picks up Uncle Iro. That's the T right there.
I love every time you make that reference. It is very, very good. These references are excellent. Just to expand a tiny little baby bit on that, you know, we get it. We know it's a very difficult competition. We understand that, you know, it means the world to qualify, and if you don't, it feels like the weight of the world is just on top of you, and you doubt everything, your skill, your ability to play all these things. But we promise you, you are here for a reason. You've made it to the top 3,000 in your respective region because of how incredible at Fortnite and how skilled you are as a player. So keep your head up, keep grinding, keep your head up, keep pushing. I promise it'll all pay off in the end. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup, man.
And also, hey, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. What did your improvement look like over the course of the World Cup? Did you get more points? Did you have one of those days that were really good for you? What was your story like? How was it competing in the first open tournament, in the largest open tournament that has been run? Let us know, because we want to hear about it. We want to know what your experience was like, what you liked, and what you didn't like. Give us some of the positives in there so we're able to iterate on all of that stuff. But, as we said now, pressure plant going through, geysers going, and Terrainy is extending his shadow form because, as we said, his feet doesn't touch the ground. So that answers the question about what that interaction looks like. The real question is, if he hung out on a zip line, would he still just stay in that fire or shadow form? Who knows? Top 25 placement points are abound, and Terrainy now has priority on the zone. He's going to look back and try and catch all the people who are hot feeding right by, but that is an incredibly tough shot to hit. 23, and does he get metered by the other player? He does. He's in the box. He's stuck in there. Doesn't look like the player recognizes, so he's just going to whoop right out the side in a box with the baller player. One trap down, finds doesn't find the trap, but finds the shot because Cryo has to move to the other side. 16 players remaining. Harrians and Andrew still in the lobby. Nobody wants to be the last one. Trap fires. Player gets to the opposite side, puts the ramp down. Terrainy being like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. Bernie picks up Opal Whip, and we have our top 15. Harrians gets Kytrex, and Rick gets Orba, and the lobby is thinning fast.
Exactly, and look at this. Another one just picked up like that. We're nearing top 5 so quickly. Look at this. You still have people all the way around. Players being eliminated left and right. Up on the high ground, though, Hustle and Allroom looks like they're going to contest right now. Harriet says, everyone up top, go ahead and come on down. I'd like to just go ahead and send you back to the lobby. So there you go. Now, Hustle did not drop all the way down. He still has the highest ground tarp. So he's just going to keep applying pressure from above. Now I'm curious, does Harriet have more rockets? Okay, you answered my question. Thank you. Did you read my mind? How did you know?
Threw it right on up there. You see Andrew picks up drip trades, but Hustle starting to row. Kind of thin on that. He has 22 left, but it should be okay to hold high ground for now. is dealing with, no, he picked up ammo from that last Elam, so he's okay. Dexterity picks up J Roses, and we're into the top 5. Harrians goes down just inside of it. Tyranny picks up Dexterity now, so 1v1 between Tyranny and Hustle. Tyranny up on the high ground, Hustle going to take it away. Double ramps out into the side, 90, and then reverse flips it, but gets coned off by Tyranny. Great cone there, so Hustle now going to drop back down. One thing to note though, Hustle has the bandages, but no builds. If it goes to full close and he's okay, it should go to him. The difference between bandages versus a slurp and a campfire is minuscule, but Hustle slips up, only had the 50 HP, and gets taken out by a very slight change in elevation. That's not Old Man Mountain, that's like the newborn hill, but it was enough.
It was enough. I love fighting volcano because it just makes like the action feel more action movie. It's like we're fighting over lava. Who will win? Food. Oh, between the slats. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Send observers your love. That was dope. All right, I liked that one. That was a pretty dang good one. I liked it. But look at this, Rux. No, Pika and Rux have qualified. Excuse me.
Qualified in solos have qualified.
Yes, so one more opportunity in this next weekend to try and come through.
Actually, it will be on the Thursday and Friday, June 20th and 21st because of those change times. Also, don't forget those hours have been pushed back, and the prize pools have been doubled for that rescheduling. Again, you can see the qualification spots on the right-hand side. 19 were up for grabs today. 17 have gone down, and 2 more are available here in the West. Who will be able to take one away as Rux begins spraying shots out there, swaps to the combat, gets a 12 and a 9 tag there, so knows the player is on whites but won't be able to find it. Instead, gets mitts with a little bit of help from the storm.
Man, another dense lobby. Now keep in mind, we're coming, the circle is already moving. The storm circle is already moving. We're getting closer to that storm circle 6. Rux here, a little bit of a tough spot. He's going to go ahead and get that launch pad, get himself out of dodge, and begin his rotation. Question is, where does he want to land? He probably could have challenged that player, but I think it's a little bit smarter. Just go to the edge of that next storm zone, get yourself to safety, establish, and then see where the next zone is, right? It's, again, every interaction matters. Every decision they make is literally going to make or break their game.
So on that rotation in and of itself, you have 2 choices when you're going through. You can come down on the very near side of the zone where there's going to be more players, but you want to land towards an edge because the next circle goes outside of the bounds of the safe zone. If you don't go to an edge and you go to the middle, you're guaranteed a rotation no matter what. Whereas if you do get an edge, you're either on the backside and have to rotate right away, or everyone rotates into you. So the safe calculated play is you put yourself in the middle for an even rotation, but that means you're in the middle of the rotation and guaranteed have to rotate. So if you put yourself towards the side with mixed utility, you at least have a chance of hitting the zone. But then on the flip side, if it goes back to the opposite side, it's really rough. Most of the times during that overlapping zone, I'd say you want to go far side, simply because the near side's going to be stacked and there's less threats there. So even if you do have to rotate away, most players aren't rotating all the way over there. As you can see, Sealmat doing right now and then turning about face. Sees all the players dropping down from the sky. And that was the slow redeploy. That's what I'm talking about. If you go to press space, as somebody knocks your ramp out from under you, you'll be stuck in that slow redeploy forever. But Sealmat opts not to punish that player. Instead, swaps targets onto gun deals and swats him out of the sky, swapping his name from Epic Whales Duo back to Sealmat so we can give him the credit where credit is due without undue confusion.
Dang it, you literally stole my joke. I was gonna say, man, I'm so happy to see that Sealmat has changed his name from Epic Whales Duo to his real name so we can give him the credit. Dang it, Sundown! It's like you read mine. It wasn't like a joke. It was saying
it was one of your jokes. Got it.
Yeah, so it's not
funny. As we hit top 25 there.
مرة حصلت لي برضه كنت بلعب
getting over the far side.
أنا اللي
Points for
بعرفها
everyone. Top 15 will be the next one for an additional 2 points, and top 5 in the victory royale after that. But Sealmat wants the points from the elims. You can see the baller kind of griefing him a little bit there, just hitting the space bar, knocking the builds, not letting him be safe. But Anjul gets picked up. Brilliantly done there from Sealmat, and now going to opt to pop the shadow and get on out.
I like that rotation because typically when you do with a door and you use a shadow bomb and then you open the door, players know to laser the door instantly because you're going to be coming out as a shadow. If you edit up and then you just bounce out of the box, no one can really tell where you are. It makes you way more difficult target to hit.
بيفتح باب بيحط الشادو ياخد الشادو يفتح الباب عشان ما يفتحش مثلا ايه باب التلاتة دي وواحد يضرب عليه، لا يعمل باب وهو مقفول ياخد الشادو ويفتح الباب بالشادو وينطلق.
Not able to find the first hit, baller right next to him. Just pickaxe him. That works too. You can send him on down, but he's going to be able to catch himself. See if he had pickaxed him there.
He would have got
down the store. Would have got an Elam.
Yep.
Just saying. Top 15, so that's a 3-point swing there. But an explode or any AoE damage that hits a baller, if it breaks it, will crack through. Bob Hack gets Wavy Jacob as well, the player who is in the top 5 tomorrow. So good high ground domination from him. But now back on board with Seal Mat, 2 Elims and top 12 currently. Needs top 5 the next round of points. But he also still has 3 stinks, Zeke.
These just increase in value over the course of the game, right? You got to think the stink bomb is a little bit larger than a 1x1 grid space. When you throw it in, especially this tight of a corridor, you're going to get guaranteed damage. Remember, that's damage that ignores shields and hits directly to the health bar. If he just drops down on the players down below, he's going to get a bunch of damage numbers, and he's going to be able to track them. Because remember, that damage number is ticking, and you can track where that number is coming from.
Drop it on the backside of the storm on low ground. Players will always be there. Always, no matter what. But right now, you can see he's only on the 31 builds, trying to find a little bit of room to navigate. Finds a big pot, knows there's a player over on the side. This is when you should be using those stinks. They are going to get to a critical point where you will have no more area to get it. But Seal Matt says, I know better. I'm going to stick to that combat shotgun. Top 5, top 4 now as Pearl gets 10 picks. Pearl on the high ground. Bob Hack on the tart beneath. Seal Matt now on the mid tart. So now Bob Hack on ultimate low. And there it is. Drop down the stink. Drop down a rocket as well. Seal Matt got the last up. Bob Hack, that's the wrong way. Flint knocks out into the storm. Seal Matt should just drop another stink on the low ground. Oh no! He put it in his own box! He put it in his own box! Oh my, so Fetty got the tick over onto it because he was the last one who tagged him forever ago. Pearl got the tick as well. 17 points for Pearl, but that's rough. You know what? That's just one of those ones where you wake up in the morning and you're like, yep, it was just right before lift up the covers. You smelt it, you dealt it. Real rough there, taking yourself out. Not about the Dutch oven there, but hopping into the next match. Tracer, Lior, Poser, kicks all over by Pleasant Park. You have Doten in the corner, and Tracer has a nice little loadout. 6 shadows in the combat. Also has a tower built up, so might have a little bit of extra resources underneath.
عايز اعرف شوية عشان اخش انام. عرفت كنت سامحني اصلا كل ده ولا
right on the edge of the Pleasant Park surface.
سلام.
Yeah, I mean, right now, at this point, he could just look